Good evening. And as you can see, the gnomes are in the house. These little gorgeous gnomes, I absolutely love these. New out at the weekend and from 6 o'clock this evening, 72 hours after launch, new to our website as well. So I'm going to show you what we've got on offer for you. And you can pop over to the website at any stage to have a look, because you've obviously always got this here as well to get back to at any time. But these are just gorgeous. So I've been on to John for ages that I love the gnomes, but it would be nice if we could have some dies to go with them, and that's exactly what we've got. Sorry, it's all shining back at us. So we have got two lots. We have got the slightly larger gnomes. They're about 4 inches high, and then the three of them, and they are called the festive gnomes, I think. Yeah, festive gnomes, and they've got matching dies to go with them. Then you've got the little gnomes row, where you've got a set of 5 gnomes, and they are about 3 inches high, and they all have matching dies to go with them as well, which I think are really lovely. And then we've got the really fabulous Marguerite's pop-up window box. So what this is a card that folds completely flat, so it works out really, really well. I will go through this one another time if we've got any left by then, of course. But this one is on a special offer with the whole lot. So this is how it was on other places when it was launched, and so just in case. And you have got 8 dies involved with this one. So you've got the window itself, you've got the actual mechanism of how it works, and then you've got the clouds. Again, sorry. You have got the clouds, and you've got the trees and everything to make up a lovely box. But we will do that at another time if stock allows. But that one is the Margit's pop-up window. Okay, so we will be doing that, but not today, because I've got to play with the gnomes. So these are they. Now, I always say that you don't need to be you don't have to colour with these, which is true, is absolutely true. You don't have to colour with these. But you know what? I want to colour with these, and so therefore I'm only going to do one, because I have done some more earlier so that you can see them. But I'm going to take one of the larger ones, and I'm going to colour that because I can, because I want to, because I do actually love colouring. So what I've got are 3 gnomes, and I'm going to choose this one in the middle to stamp up for you, and then I'm going to colour it with my Craftmaster pens. Now these pens, I'm using just one colour here, which is a blue, because I'm in a blue mood, and that's number 67. But I've taken some of the greys. Now this is the cool grey set. I haven't got all of them there. There are 12, I think it is, 10 or 12 in a set. And I have managed to get hold of some of them for literally half price. These are the cool grey only, so it doesn't include this one colour, but these are the cool greys. And for something like this, if you're not very good at colouring, I know it sounds funny to colour in cool grey, but actually it really works, and hopefully I will show you just such a thing. So you could use any colour for your blue. This one happens to be called pastel blue, but if you've got pro markers or anything else, I've just gone with the one colour of blue, and then I'm going to go with my other colours for my grey. So I'm going to take my stamping platform and a piece of super smooth card, and I'm going to pop that into there, and then I'm going to take my stamp. I'm going to do them right in the middle again, because I can, really, because I'm being a bit of a rebel. I'm going to use my alcohol markers, and therefore I need my Memento ink. Okay, if I was doing water and colouring, I would then use my VersaFine, but because it's Memento and a pigment ink, that's what we need to use. So I'm just going to stamp this up. I would like to have given them names, really, but I don't think I will, because they kind of all got names, haven't they, really? I just love these little gnomes. They're super little characters. And these ones, we have had gnomes before, but they are all completely different designs for the gnomes. So if you have had gnomes before, they are completely different this time. So let's get my colouring pens out. I think I will put in there. So let's bring the camera a little bit so you can see a little bit closer how I'm going to colour in. Now, I'm not purporting to be any colourist here, but this is to try and make life easy for you, but at the same time, enjoy colouring. So as I said, a pale blue, this one happens to be Pastel Blue Craftmaster. So I'm going to look at my image and I'm going to see that he's got a hat and he's got some clothes on. He's holding a Christmas tree, a lantern, and also little boots. Now, I don't want to colour everything because I'm not going to be here all night. So I am just going to colour the main bits and pieces. So I'm just going to colour his hat first. So I'm going to go on the lines. And because this hat is sort of in sections, it is actually one hat, but I'm just going to colour it as if it is in sections, just to make life easy. So that's his first bit. So I'm going round the edges of it first, and then filling that in. Now, obviously, your favourite medium, the favourite way of colouring them can be the way you colour them, or you can indeed stamp them in onto coloured paper and paper piece them so that you're doing it like that. Or you can just have them as black and white ones. That looks really nice. But I thought we'd just do them as two different colours. So we're using basically the blue and the white. Now I'm not going to do his bobble hat at the top. I'm going to leave that. I'm then going to come down to here and work out by the pattern where his little arms are. Another arm here. And again, if you don't want to use the grey, you could just do him in the one colour. I say him, I think it's a him. I'm not sure if gnome's a him or not. So I'm just going to go over the bottom of the beard. Oh, it must be a him, isn't it, with a beard? Although, and just go around there, then just filling in those last little bits of his little, I suppose it's a smock really, isn't it? So then I'm going to go onto the Christmas tree and do the little baubles. And then I'm going to go down to his shoes and I'm going to colour that bit. Now, I'm not sure whether they're boots, which have got like a trim to them or what, but just because I want to do it like that, I'm just going to colour in those little bits as well. Now, do we colour in his... I just think I'm just going to colour in the little triangles on here. Now, again, this is really definitely artistic license because they wouldn't be blue, but I think that looks quite nice. Okay, so I'm going to put the lid back onto that, and then I'm going to get, let's have a look. So the numbers of these, brings that right up to the camera, sorry, can you see that you've got cool grey, CG, 1, actually you've got a half and 1, so I'm going to have a 1 and I'm going to have a 3, so cool grey 3. So I'm going to take my cool grey and I'm going to go to the beard area, and from the nose I'm going to do some of the little marks that were already on there and just go over them, just giving him a few little more whiskers, and then I'm going to take the cool grey and blend them in. So when this dries, this will then define the fact that he's got a beard, but it won't be so overpowering that you've lost the definition of the colouring behind it. I'm just colouring in there. And then I'm going to go back over with this same colour, the light colour, just underneath this nose where there would be sort of like a shadow, and just keep on putting a darker area down around his nose. Can you see that? I think you can. Whoops. Oh gosh. Yeah. So I'm just layering that down, and you will see on the back, the more I'm putting down, the more is seeping through, but you're not going to see that, so that's okay. And I'm actually not going to do any more to that little chap for colouring. I'm just going to now take the dies, of which I said match with all of the stamps in this section. So it's pretty simple to work out which one should be him because they fit on there perfectly. And you can see that I need the one that's just got the little bobble on the top. So that's the one that's going to go over it. And this is for the other two in that series. So, oh, whilst I'm cutting this out, I will just mention to you, and I'm sure you are aware anyway, that our lovely Royal Mail are on strike again. We won't go into the politics of it, but one has to say it's a nuisance from the point of view of us. So therefore, I have popped an option over on the website that it does cost you a little bit extra. So free postage is still available without a shadow of a doubt. However, they have put an option of using courier. Now, this is in the UK only, but a courier can do sort of deliveries over these times when the rest of them are all closed up. So subsequently, if you do wish to do that, use that on the checkout. Let's put that around the right way. So I'm going to pop that through there. It just gives you that option. I know us crafters, we like to have something like yesterday rather than having to wait. And I thought, well, I will put the option up there because the problem is that you can pay for you can have some couriers will take the letters, but they charge nearly as much as sending a parcel, so it makes it cost prohibitive to use them all the time, unfortunately. So there we have our beautiful, look at that, and even cutting out those two little bits there so that it gives him a bit more definition. I think it's lovely, really, really lovely. So that's our large little chappies. Now I've done a bit of colouring of some of the small ones, but in exactly the same way. So I've just taken the light blue, and where I wanted it to be slightly darker, I've gone over it a second time. And then I'm going to grab the die set. So there's 5 dies in this set, all that match. And we did say a long time ago that to give yourself lots of different dies, I think that's that one. Yeah, look at that. Would be for these would be a cost prohibitive thing, but you know what? I think they're really reasonably priced, and so I just love them. I love dies. Well, I love dies, but I love these little gnomes. Now, that one's not that one. Let's see. That's that one. It's like fitting in a jigsaw puzzle, isn't it? So let's see that. And again, if you don't like colouring, you could just do these stamping onto a coloured piece of card, really. But I actually do enjoy colouring, and therefore I thought, right, in that case then, colour I shall. But I've tried to make it and keep it simple so that you can see that there's nothing to be worried about. And even if you went over the edges on these, it really wouldn't matter. I love the way that these dies fit on here so perfectly. So easy to do. None of that old template lark that one had to do at times. So I haven't used that 5th little one. So I'm just going to pop this through my machine, and then I've got all of my little chaps cut out, and then I'll show you the card that I've got in mind for today. So here's the other 2 large ones, and that's this little one as well. So these are the large boys, and they've all been cut. And can you see where I've done the grey on that one? I've not put in so much of the colouring of the detail, and it was for the very fine colour, the very lightest colour rather. I am just going to pop those out, but I'm going to make sure that I just put this to one side, because I don't know about you, but I have done it before. Left the dies in the piece of card and then thrown the piece of card away. I'll try not to do that. So there's all our little chaps. Now, what I would also do is I will do that as we're going along, but where we've got some stars and probably the nose, I'm going to put some little bits of glue on there so that we can add some bits of glitter as we go, because we've got to do glitter. I bet June, if she's watching, is shouting out, we've got to do a bit of glitter. So let's put these to one side. Oh, I can't grab hold of them. Right, so we've used our pens, and now I'm going to grab myself a 7x7 card base. I'm going to chop it about. So my 7x7 card base. We've got the moment on the moment here, a fold that side. I'm going to take my front piece of card and I'm going to fold it over so that the outside edge meets the folded side. Grab myself a bone folder just to make that nice and sharp there. Okay. Then I'm going to open it up, pop it into my card, to my cutter. Actually, do you know what? I think I'll use my guillotine because it would be better to cut it with a guillotine if I can, so I will. I'm going to bring that in, and I'm going to bring, so this at the moment measures just about 6 3/4 because it's a 7-inch card. So I'm going to bring this down to 5 3/4 or 12 centimeters, and I'm chopping the top of that. Okay, so I've now got 2 pieces. So I've got this piece here with a foldy flappy, and I've got this piece here which is going to go like that. So these cards here that we do like that, I always find if we take an ordinary card and fold it like that and then cut it, we haven't got to worry about scoring or anything. And it does make life a little easier. So I've already, you'll be pleased to hear, cut out lots of different bits and pieces, but I've got one more that I want to just finish off. So these are all going to go inside, but I've taken the white pieces. Let's put them together. So I've cut all of the pieces and you can put them on place. So all of our blue pieces. This is Sky Blue by Craft Artist. So I'm just going to pop them. I've just made them. I will put the measurements up because I haven't done, I must admit, but I will put the measurements up. Just made them sort of 1/2 centimetre smaller and all that sort of malarkey. And a piece here. And I have the white pieces, when I've cut them out, I've then run that through one of the Snowfall 3D embossing folders just to give a bit of texture. In fact, a bit of texture, it gives a massive amount of texture. It's a really deep embossing folder, which is lovely. So that's my 2 pieces there. And then my long piece, which is going to go here. So I pop some glue onto there. So this is going to be my front folding bit. And then I thought I would experiment a little bit. I've still done some of the side pieces with the Snowfall embossing folder, which is this one. But I'll put these together. The biggest piece, I don't know if it's going to look any good, but I thought, I wonder what the deer scene would look like if I was to do that as the piece. So we're going to, well, I've done it now. I haven't done it, but I've cut it all out ready to go. So that is how we're going to do it. So let's see. So what I've done is I've cut a piece of card, blue card, now my white piece. So I'm going to put this into my deer embossing folder, which you can't see very well. And I'm not going to It is just a fraction too big, but I reckon I can get away with it if I even it either side. And I've got my deer in there, but not right down the bottom, because I want them to show a little bit more if I possibly can. Or do I do it at the bottom? No, I think I will do it. Right, change of plan. I will do it at the bottom like that. Here goes. So let's put them in the folder and see how we get on. Just run that through. So that is my piece for inside the card. So that's my blue piece. And then this piece is being a bit experimental. See what we think of going in there. It might work. We shall see. Well, it will have to work now. I'm going to put my blue piece down first. That goes into the centre of the back piece. And then my deer. And as I said, although it didn't quite reach, the deer didn't quite reach and hung out the edges a bit. I don't think it really shows, because it isn't sort of that type of a die. They look as if there could be trees that line that as well. So I need to put my panels on here. So the panels that are sorted out for this. I've forgotten what you call this type of card now. Double Z fold, I think, isn't it? Anyone know? Double Z fold. I'll tell you what, I can't even see what anyone's saying anymore. Perhaps you're not here anymore. Perhaps I just can't see you anymore. Let's see. Ah, here we are. June, what did you say definitely, Maxine, about? Don't know. June will know. What will June know? What are you talking about? I couldn't even see it. What pens are you using? Pens I'm using are the Graph Masters. I'll bring in them in a second. So I have got the greys, which are used a lot, and I have got those. So that's my card completely open. And I'm going to pop this here like this, so that when I open that, I'm not quite sure, I think I'm going to put it right at the bottom so that it opens like that. Yeah. So I'm going to put a bit of glue on the bottom of this one first. And then I do it so that the long piece is matching on the short piece. Okay, so I'm lining up the edge to edge here and the edge to edge down here, so that, because they were all cut from the same piece of card, if they go back in the same way, they will all stay stuck. And when I open it up, I know I'm covering the deer, but I need to put glue onto this one piece at the back, down in that corner, because we know that then that will fit exactly. Down in that corner, we have covered a deer up. I'm sorry, little deer. But you'll be having friends with the gnomes in a minute. I told you, I've lost the plot talking to the deer, talking to the card. So that when I pull this over, we've got that sort of a pattern going on. So there's a snowstorm going on. And then when we get into the forest, we can see the deer are hiding, telling you a little story. And then we had to follow our gnomes into the forest. So here are the little gnomes that are going into the forest. And what have I got to put on the back of them? Yep. I've got to put a bit of foam, but I only need to put that foam onto the bottom bit, because the top bit will be above the parapets. So just onto that bottom bit there. It's this sort of like a fun card, really. A fun card that you could give to children alike. So I'm going to pop that there. Then our little ones. Oh, do you know, I think I need a little one in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to put, hold on, sorry little gnome, you've got no gnome to go to. I'm going to put a little gnome, yeah. I get excited, don't I? A little gnome's going to go in the middle. So I've given him a little bit of foam and he's going to go in the middle. Okay, so that when we open up, we need to then have another couple of the little gnomes on here so that we've got lots of gnomes all in place. So let's take these little ones. We can have that little one there. Oh, didn't put any glitter on. Oh, is that what you said definitely for? Maybe. Yes, it is. And then I didn't do it, so I've got to go back. Oh, don't you just love them? Look at them. Just look at them. Hold on, let's bring the glitter in. Oh, I just think they're adorable. Okay, glitter. So I'm going to bring these two in. Should have done it with more of them, but I'm going to do it with the star on his head, and then the star up there. I should have put it on the Christmas tree one, shouldn't I? I suppose I still can. See what, that looks better, doesn't it? With a bit of glitter. And hopefully it won't all tear off. Bit of foam on the back. Obviously, if I was doing this not so that I was showing you, I would have taken my time over it and allowed the glitter to stay, to set and all that sort of thing. But hey, why ever do anything like that? You could put it on their nose. I keep on thinking of more and more that you could do with them. And some of the samples were, well, all of the samples were really, really lovely. Leslie Lakin is brilliant at the actual colouring of them. But not everybody is. But I just wanted to show you today that you can, I'm going to put them on her boots. You can, it's a him, he's got a beard. You can seal, that will dry clear and then it'll just look yummy. You can just colour with one or two colours. Just get a light blue pen, any light blue pen that you fancy, and just some greys to just bring in that little bit of hint of texture. I really want to put some glitter on there. I'm going to have to chance it. Can you bear with me? In a minute, I'm going to knock the whole pot of that off, I can just tell. But let's take this in because I just want to put a bit of glitter on there, which I very much definitely should have done it earlier. And let's put it on the top of this little lantern thingy on the bottom. Definitely don't do what I'm going to do. And even more now, definitely don't know what I'm going to, don't do what I'm going to do. But because I really should have put that glitter on before, not when it is suspended. Oh, he needs a little bit of glitter on the top of his. Getting carried away now. Carried away. Now this is where I shouldn't have done it because it's going to go everywhere. Hey ho. It was worth it though, wasn't it? Can you see that? Yeah, it was worth it to put all that bit of glitter on there. Let me try and, I seem to have used an awful lot of glitter just recently. Hold on, let's bring this out a bit more. And I haven't done before, and now I've gone glitter mad and it's gone everywhere. But that's partly my fault because I used it at the last minute. So here is my little gnome family. I'm going to have to be careful now because otherwise the glitter and that will go everywhere. But you can see we've got the gorgeous festive gnomes, which are the larger ones, with their little family, the gnome row. Here they all are. Well, not all of them, some of them. The others have gone hunting somewhere or whatever. You could obviously get a sentiment, a Merry Christmas or something, and pop this at the back of here. But yeah, I love that. I do love that. I hope you like it as well. But it is the time of year for glitter. If you can't use glitter at this time of the year, you can't use it anywhere, can you? I'll tell you what I am very quickly going to do. Let me bring in my stamping platform. I just wanted to show you what I meant. Have you got a few minutes just to watch? Just a very few minutes. Because I know that many of you will be racing over to John to watch him, but I just wanted to show you. If I grab one of the festive gnomes, which are the larger ones. So let's just take him. And if you were just colouring him, if you were just colouring him, oh goodness, I can't speak, colouring him in grey. Goodness me. So you could just cut him out like that, end of story, he's done. Okay, so then you could do him, just cut him out. Or alternatively, you could use some of the greys. So this is not the very lightest one. This is Cool Grey 1. So you could just go round all the edges of everything like that. So that just gives him a squeaky pen. So all I'm doing is just going around the edges. Okay. Just sort of defining what's there. Right, so hopefully you can see this. Now I need to bring the camera on a second so that you can see. I'm going to go around his nose and just defining that line. So all I'm doing is wherever there is a line, I'm just going to go around it. And sometimes, like this one, I feel the need to actually colour that in. So that will give me a little bit of a definition for his hat. Still going to do the same up there. And I'm just going to come down. Again, I'm only giving definition. I'm not colouring it in. I'm drawing a line. It's as if I'm drawing the gnome again. Have I drawn everything? Yeah. So then on the lines that are on the gnome, I'm going to go over them with my lightest colour. So all of these lines, it's as if I am drawing the gnome again. Huh. Only I was that clever. Okay, so we've done a little bit more definition. Then I'm going to go up to the number 3. So that one was number 1. Now I'm going to go up to number 3. And I'm just going to go over with some of it. So I'm just going to lose tiny, tiny little marks there. Anywhere where I think there might have been a little shadow. So it would have been a shadow under his arm. Down here. A little bit up here in those corners. I've gone very quiet now, I'm concentrating. A bit up here. So just where I think there might have been a shadow. I'm just bringing in those little colours. Then I'm going to go back to my lightest one again. And I'm going to go over. That's on just Bringing that in. And then just blending that in. I think actually, go back to this dark colour here again. Just to go over that little patch on there. Make sure I've got the light one. Yeah, I have got the light one. So just, again, there those are. And then coming back, bringing in that darker colour again. Now, bear in mind that your alcohol pens will dry, like alcohol would dry and get lighter as they dry. But you can just go over with that. And then just this corner. Just blending those in a little bit. There we go. Now, what I will do is I'll just, sorry if you're still with me, promise John I will shut up in a minute. Just want to put this in place. What I want to do is just put a comparison one. Sorry, I'm only just missing the camera on this. So I'm going to just stamp an ordinary one which has got no colouring but just the outside line, just to show you what a difference it makes to just put on grey. Okay. Whoops. So I haven't added any colour other than grey, and hopefully you can see what a difference just putting that little bit of grey makes. I actually don't think I could still, I need to put any colour on it even. I could have made the whole thing, and then instead of where I've put, with this one, where I've put the blue and done the blue background for the card itself, I would have just done black or dark grey. But you can see what I mean, that you really don't have to be a colourist. You simply just need to get a couple of colours, a couple of shades of grey, and do it like that. So there you go. I hope that you have enjoyed the tutorial today, the workshop, whatever you call it. No, just the video, just the live. And I hope that if you are going to have some gnomes chasing off to your house, that you enjoy looking at them and working with them. So as I said, let me remind you of what we used. We used the gnomes row, which is for the little ones, and the matching dies. We used the, take them out of the packet now, but the festive gnomes, which are the slightly larger ones, again with the matching dies. And the special offer over on the website at the moment, while stocks last on that one, is the Margit's pop-up window, of which I don't know what I've done with it. Here it is. It's popped away. It's this one that comes as a really good price if you buy all of them together. However, yeah, I know, I just seen that Teresa said my colouring is terrible, but it's work in process. Do you know what? I do think that, as all things, practice makes perfect. But I think that there's so much detail in these little men, definitely men, that it really doesn't matter if you don't do anything. And that's like the next step up. If you just work around the edges and then just blend in a couple of little corners here and there, is lovely. And then this is perhaps the next step up when you add a colour to it. And then if you get really good, you can do all the different colours to it. But I don't know that you need to really. So yeah, there you go. There is our little gnomes. So I will be back on Sunday morning at 11 o'clock with one of my sort of countdown to Christmases, because it's gone a bit pear-shaped. Now, do bear in mind that their Royal Mail are on strike tomorrow and the next day, and therefore, if you're going for Royal Mail postage, it can't go out until Saturday at the earliest. I'm ready to post it today. It's already here, but I can't physically do anything about that. So I'm sorry in advance, but it's beyond my control on that one. So thank you very much for joining me. Lovely to see you here. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Don't forget, John is on at 7 o'clock on the Craft Cave. And look forward to seeing a lot of you at John's online workshop with me on Saturday as well. So see you then. Take care till then. Cheerio.